Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 7 of social media marketing. This week, we're really going to focus on some basic marketing theory and ideas. These things can absolutely help you in the social media marketing class, and they will also provide you a good basis of information if you take any further or other types of marketing courses. We're going to mostly be focusing on strategy, overall strategy. Businesses that grow successfully online are strategic. They're strategic about what they're doing. Businesses that grow successfully offline, that have just brick and mortar stores, if they are strategic, it is very helpful. It's much better than businesses that just sort of flounder around and they're going to struggle to gain traction. In social media marketing, being busy does not always mean being effective. We talked about that a little bit last week. You can post every single day and still fail to grow your business if your content has no purpose behind it, if it has no strategy. That's why successful social media marketing requires a strategy, clear goals, measurable results, and a realistic budget. Okay? Don't embark on a social media marketing plan that requires more money than you have to spend on it. Okay? In other words, social media marketing should be treated as an investment, not just an activity. I know some people are very creative and it's fun and they like to do it, and that is awesome. It will help so much. It will show through if you have passion for it and love what you're doing. But even if it's a passion, it needs to be a passion with a strategy. Okay? So let's begin with the difference between a strategy and a goal. A strategy is your how. It explains how you plan to achieve something. For example, we will use short form educational videos to attract first-time customers. A goal is your what. It explains what result you want to achieve with your strategy. For example, I want to increase website sales by 10%. The strategy is the path. The goal is the destination. Now, there are several important strategy concepts that are used in social media marketing. One is called an omni-channel strategy. That simply means that your brand feels consistent across all platforms. That is a big word. Omni-channel strategy just means I recognize you on Facebook, I recognize you on Pinterest, I recognize you on TikTok. There's differences based on the platforms, but there's a similarity that indicates this is you. This is you doing your marketing. This is you doing your branding. Another important concept is social listening. Social listening means paying attention to what people are saying online about your brand, about competitors, or about topics related to your industry. This helps businesses identify trends, customer concerns, and opportunities. So be sure that you do your social listening. Then there's market penetration. That means encouraging existing customers to buy more or stay engaged with your business longer. You want to go deeper into their lives. You want to become a bigger part of what they have going on. And finally, there's growth hacking. Growth hacking refers to creative, low-cost marketing ideas designed to generate rapid growth. Examples include viral challenges. Just for heaven's sake, don't do anything that the teenagers will do that'll hurt themselves. But the viral challenges can be fun as long as they're safe. We're not going to be eating pods or anything. Giveaways are good for growth hacking. Referral campaigns, trend-based content. All of this is good for growth hacking. Now let's talk about common social media marketing goals. Businesses use social media for many different reasons, and some of them are creating brand awareness, gaining website traffic, making sales conversions, which just means taking someone who's looking at your product to someone who's buying your product. Social media is used for customer engagement, community building, customer service, lead generation, and customer retention. You don't want them to buy one t-shirt, you want them to buy 10 ultimately. But here's the important part. Different goals require different strategies. If your goal is brand awareness, your content should focus on visibility and reach. If your goal is conversions, your content should focus more on calls to action, product education, and trust building. And so that brings us to SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T. That is an acronym. Listen, I am working on my MBA, and let me tell you, you're not ever going to have a marketing class that doesn't talk to you about SMART goals. So if you are interested in marketing, please Make a note of this, write this down, start committing it to memory. SMART goals help businesses avoid vague objectives like, I want more followers. I want more followers is a goal, but that is a vague goal. What does that mean? This is what SMART goals does for you. SMART means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, which means there's a length of time in which we mean for this to happen. For example, instead of saying, I want to grow my Instagram, I want more followers, a SMART goal would say, in the next 30 days, time-bound, we will gain 500 new followers. The 500 is measurable. You need to make sure it's achievable. It's specific. By posting 3 educational reels each week, okay? That's relevant. You have to make sure, and see, some things will cross over. You might not be able to tick off, this is the one that's specific. This is the one that's measurable. This is the one that's achievable. But together, it needs to cover all of those bases. Things like achievable, you have to be honest with yourself about that. It's probably not achievable to say in the next 30 days, we will gain 500,000 new followers. But 500, you know your market, you know your audience, you know if that is achievable. Those types of goals that hold you more to a specific thing that you can go back and measure and see, did I achieve my goal? Notice how much clearer that is, how much easier it is to go back and to see how you're doing. SMART goals give businesses direction and accountability. And once you have goals, you need a way to measure that success, which can be built somewhat into the goal. This is where something called KPIs come in, key performance indicators, KPIs. KPIs are the metrics you track to evaluate performance. Different goals require different KPIs. For example, if your goal is brand awareness, then you might track reach. How many people saw this? You might track impressions. How many people reacted to this with those thumbs up? You might track follower growth. How many new people joined me on social media this week? If your goal is engagement, you might track comments, shares, saves, direct messages. And if your goal is conversions, you would focus on website clicks, conversion rates, sales, leads generated. One important thing to understand is the difference between vanity metrics and actionable metrics. And this is where social media gets different, whether it's personal or business, because we all love the vanity metrics personally, right? If I write something profound about how I'm feeling, I want it's affirming. When people like it, they comment, they send me the little hearts, but I'm not really gaining anything, right? That's a vanity metric. Makes me feel good, looks impressive. But in business, a vanity metric doesn't really help your business grow, not directly. So it's great they loved the look of your t-shirt, but if they didn't do anything with it, if they didn't share it, if they didn't buy one, they loved it. That feels good, but it's not really growing business here. And that's what examples in vanity metrics are: likes and follower counts. Actionable metrics help you make decisions and improve performance. And those are going to include things like click-through rates. They actually went to the site. Purchases, email signups, conversion rates, those type of things are actionable metrics because people took an actual action. A post with thousands of likes but 0 sales may not actually be a successful post. Not from a business perspective. It might be on your personal page. Man, 1,000 people liked this. I said something profound. But if 1,000 people liked it on your business page but didn't buy anything, then you didn't really gain much, okay? Now, let's discuss budgeting as one of the final things. A lot of people think social media marketing is free, and it can be because technically the apps are free. But effective marketing is sometimes going to require resources. That is a personal decision that every small business has to make based on what they have available and how much return they think they're going to get on their investment if they spend money on social media marketing. If you make a budget, a realistic social media market budget should include content creation equipment. You want it to look decent, right? You don't want to put something that looks real shoddy and shabby and unprofessional up if everybody else has got, really good equipment and you can see a marked difference. You might include design software, scheduling tools, advertising, or labor cost. Even if a business owner creates the content themselves, their time still has value, okay? So even if you're only budgeting, as we talked about last week, your time for social media marketing. You need to do that. One useful guideline is the 70-20-10 rule. That means that time-wise, 70% of your effort goes towards proven content that already performs well. 20% goes towards boosting or promoting successful content, and 10% goes toward experimentation and trying new ideas, because you want to be consistent, but you don't want to be stagnant, right? So throw something new out there, see how it does. Spend about 10% of your time on that, and it may become one of your 70%, one of the things that you're spending 70% of your time on. And here's something important for small businesses. I just want to reiterate, because, the platforms themselves are always going to push that you need a budget. You don't really need a huge budget to start. Organic content, which is just the fancy way of saying unpaid content, can still be very effective. Many small businesses start by simply creating helpful, consistent content before investing heavily in paid advertising. The key is growth over time. As your business grows, your marketing budget can grow with it. That is true in any kind of business and any kind of marketing. So now let's tie everything together. The businesses that succeed long-term are the ones that set clear goals, track performance, analyze results, and adjust their strategy when necessary. For example, if Funny Post generates lots of engagement but no sales, you may realize that those posts are great for awareness, but you still need more promotional content to convert viewers into customers. That's the power of strategy. Successful social media marketing is not random posting. It's intentional decision making backed by measurable results. As always, in all things, everywhere, you want to work smarter, not harder. Okay? Now this week, you have your quiz. Surprise, surprise. And you have an assignment related to setting goals and KPIs for measuring the progress of these goals. Again, as so many of our assignments have been in the first half of this semester, this is a tool you would create if you were actually making a plan to do social media marketing for your business, and it can help you as we move into the content creation. As always, if you need help, reach out. I'm here to help you. I'm excited to see what you turn in, and I will see you in week 8.